Right now, as you're watching this video, a humanoid robot is walking through hospital corridors in Taiwan, checking on real patients, monitoring their vital signs, and making life or death decisions about their care. This isn't some futuristic concept or tech demo. Nurobot is actively working alongside human nurses at Taichung Veterans General Hospital, and what it's capable of doing will fundamentally change how you think about healthcare forever. The most shocking part? This robot doesn't just follow commands. It learns your behavior, anticipates your needs, and adapts to how you respond to treatment. Some patients have reported feeling safer knowing this AI guardian is watching over them 24/7, while others are raising serious concerns about privacy and the human connection in healthcare. But here's what nobody's talking about. This robot exists because our healthcare system is on the verge of complete collapse. The numbers are absolutely terrifying. By 2030, we're facing a global shortage of 10 million healthcare workers. That's not a typo. 10 million missing nurses, doctors, and caregivers when the world population over 60 is expected to double to 2.1 billion people. In the United States alone, experts predict we'll be short 200,000 to 450,000 registered nurses by next year. The American Hospital Association has declared current staffing levels a national crisis. Taiwan, where Nurobot is being tested, is becoming what experts call a super-age society, meaning over 20% of their population will be 65 or older by next year. Their hospitals are already operating beyond capacity, with nurses burning out at unprecedented rates and turnover reaching crisis levels. Traditional solutions like hiring more staff simply aren't working because there aren't enough qualified people to hire. Until now, hospitals tried using basic robots for background tasks, moving supplies, sterilizing equipment, restocking shelves. But that doesn't solve the real problem. Patients still needed human hands to check their pulse, human eyes to monitor their condition, and human voices to provide comfort during their most vulnerable moments. That's exactly what makes Nurobot so revolutionary and, frankly, so controversial. But the creators of this robot didn't build it in isolation. They brought together three technological powerhouses to create something unprecedented. Nurobot represents the most ambitious healthcare robotics project ever attempted, and it's backed by companies with serious resources and reputation on the line. Foxconn, the world's largest electronics manufacturer responsible for building your iPhone, partnered with NVIDIA's AI computing platform and Kawasaki's industrial robotics expertise to create this medical marvel. Here's what makes this partnership so significant. Foxconn has the manufacturing infrastructure to scale production globally if this pilot succeeds. We're talking about a company that produces millions of complex electronic devices annually. NVIDIA brings their Isaac robotics platform, which enables real-time decision-making without cloud computing delays. And Kawasaki provides decades of precision automation experience from industrial settings. The robot itself stands at human height and is packed with high-resolution sensors, LiDAR systems, depth cameras, and proximity detection technology. It's powered by NVIDIA's Jetson platform, allowing it to process massive amounts of visual, auditory, and environmental data instantly. This isn't some remote-controlled machine. It's making autonomous decisions about patient care based on real-time analysis. What sets Nurobot apart from previous healthcare robots is its integration with hospital systems. It can access electronic health records, medication schedules, and patient history while navigating complex hospital environments without bumping into equipment or disturbing other patients. The robot essentially becomes an extension of the hospital's workforce rather than a separate tool. But understanding the technology is one thing. Seeing what it actually does with real patients is something else entirely. Inside Taichung Veterans General Hospital, Nurobot isn't sitting in a corner looking impressive. It's actively working with patients who have real medical conditions, performing tasks that would normally require human nurses. The robot continuously monitors vital signs using embedded sensors that can track heart rate, oxygen saturation, blood pressure, and temperature with medical-grade accuracy. When it detects irregularities, Nurobot doesn't just record the data. It immediately flags potential issues and can alert human staff or adjust patient positioning to improve circulation or breathing. During night shifts, when nursing staff is typically reduced, the robot provides round-the-clock monitoring that many hospitals simply can't afford with human labor alone. The robot navigates hospital corridors autonomously, building detailed maps of its environment and optimizing routes based on usage patterns. It can deliver medications to specific patients, transport meal trays, collect lab samples, and even help reposition patients in bed to prevent bed sores. These tasks might sound routine, but they add up to hours of work that nurses can now dedicate to more complex medical procedures. Nurobot's natural language processing allows it to understand voice commands in multiple languages and respond appropriately. It can remind patients to take medications, answer basic wellness questions, and provide updates about their treatment schedule. Some elderly patients have reported feeling less isolated when the robot checks on them regularly, especially during long hospital stays. The robot can also assist with physical therapy exercises, guiding patients through prescribed movements and monitoring their progress. Its sensors detect if someone is struggling with a particular exercise and can adjust the routine in real time or call for human assistance when needed. What makes all this possible is something that previous hospital robots simply couldn't do: learn and adapt to individual patient needs. Unlike previous hospital robots that followed pre-programmed routines, NeuroBot observes patient behavior and adapts its approach accordingly. If a patient consistently needs help getting to the bathroom at 3 a.m., the robot begins anticipating that need and positions itself nearby before being called. If someone moves slowly due to arthritis, NeuroBot adjusts its pace and provides additional support automatically. The robot's AI processes thousands of data points every second, from patient movement patterns to response times to medication effectiveness. It builds individual profiles for each patient, learning their preferences, concerns, and physical limitations. This level of personalized care was previously impossible to achieve consistently, with human staff managing dozens of patients simultaneously. NeuroBot's learning extends beyond individual patient care. It analyzes hospital-wide patterns, identifying bottlenecks in medication delivery, peak times for patient needs, and optimal staffing allocation. The robot essentially becomes a data analyst for hospital operations while simultaneously providing direct patient care. This adaptive intelligence operates within strict safety protocols. The robot can't make independent medical decisions or administer treatments without human oversight. Instead, it enhances human decision-making by providing continuous monitoring and data analysis that would be impossible for nurses to maintain manually. The robot's ability to integrate with existing hospital IT systems means it can update electronic health records in real time, ensuring that doctors and nurses always have access to the most current patient information. This reduces medical errors caused by communication gaps or delayed documentation. But the real test of any healthcare innovation isn't its technical capabilities. It's how patients and medical staff actually respond to it in practice. The initial response from both patients and staff at Taichung Veterans General Hospital has been more positive than anyone expected, though not without some concerns. Nurses report that NeuroBot has significantly reduced their workload for routine tasks, allowing them to focus on complex medical procedures and patient interaction that requires human judgment and empathy. Patients have described the robot as non-intrusive but reassuring. Many elderly patients, who often feel anxious during overnight hospital stays, appreciate having constant monitoring without feeling like they're bothering busy nursing staff. Some have compared it to having a dedicated nurse who never gets tired or distracted. However, the feedback isn't entirely positive. Some patients initially felt uncomfortable being monitored continuously by a machine, raising concerns about privacy and the loss of human touch in healthcare. Younger patients tend to adapt more quickly to robot interaction, while older patients sometimes prefer human contact for emotional support. Staff members have noted that working alongside NeuroBot requires adjustment in workflow and communication. Nurses needed training to effectively collaborate with the robot and understand its capabilities and limitations. Some expressed initial concerns about job security, though hospital administrators emphasized that NeuroBot is designed to augment human care rather than replace nursing staff. Early internal assessments suggest measurable improvements in routine task efficiency and reduced nurse fatigue during long shifts. Patient falls have decreased due to more consistent monitoring, and medication errors have dropped because of automated scheduling and delivery systems. The robot operates under constant human supervision, with override capabilities built into every function. Medical staff can intervene at any time, and all robot actions are logged and reviewed as part of standard hospital quality assurance procedures. But what's happening in Taiwan represents something much bigger than a single robot deployment. NeuroBot might be the first of its kind actively working in a hospital, but it's designed to be replicated and scaled globally. What we're witnessing isn't just about one robot helping one hospital. It's the beginning of a fundamental transformation in how healthcare will be delivered worldwide. The platform powering NeuroBot is part of NVIDIA's broader Isaac robotics ecosystem, which is being adapted for use in industrial automation, logistics, and service industries beyond healthcare. The same core technology could be modified for elder care facilities, rehabilitation centers, or even home healthcare with minimal retraining. Foxconn's involvement is particularly significant because of their massive global manufacturing capabilities. If the Taiwan pilot proves successful, they have the infrastructure to produce thousands of these robots quickly and cost-effectively. We could see NeuroBot-style robots deployed in hospitals across Asia, Europe, and North America within the next few years. The economic implications are staggering. Healthcare systems spending millions on overtime pay for overworked staff could redirect those resources toward robot deployment and maintenance. Countries facing severe nursing shortages could maintain healthcare quality without relying solely on recruiting international workers or increasing immigration. The robot's integration capabilities mean it could eventually connect with telemedicine platforms, allowing remote doctors to monitor and treat patients through robotic interfaces. This could revolutionize healthcare access in rural areas where medical specialists are scarce or unavailable. What's particularly intriguing is how this technology could evolve beyond current capabilities. Future versions might include more sophisticated diagnostic tools, minor surgical capabilities, or even psychological support algorithms designed to provide emotional comfort during treatment. The success of Neurobot is also encouraging other companies to accelerate their healthcare robotics programs, creating a competitive environment that could drive rapid innovation and cost reduction in medical robotics. The robotics industry is moving from experimental concepts to real-world deployment faster than anyone anticipated. While Neurobot works in Taiwan, similar projects are emerging globally with significant funding and corporate backing. In Singapore, security firm Certes is testing humanoid robots for public-facing roles, including healthcare assistants. Houston-based Persona AI, founded by former NASA engineers, recently raised $27 million to deploy industrial humanoids with potential healthcare applications. Their partnership with HD Hyundai, the world's largest shipbuilder, demonstrates how robotics expertise from other industries is transferring to healthcare. Meanwhile, RoboForce launched Titan, a modular humanoid designed for demanding environments that could be adapted for hospital use. Carnegie Mellon researchers developed Falcon, a control system enabling robots to perform physical tasks while maintaining balance, crucial for patient care scenarios. These aren't isolated projects. The global robotics nurse market is projected to reach $2.8 billion by 2031, growing at over 17% annually. Major healthcare systems are allocating budgets for robotics integration, and medical schools are beginning to include robot collaboration in nursing curricula. The development timeline suggests we'll see widespread hospital robot deployment within the next 5 to 10 years, not decades. Countries with severe aging populations and healthcare worker shortages are likely to adopt these technologies first, creating a competitive advantage that could influence global healthcare standards. However, this technological revolution also raises complex questions about the future of human care and the ethical implications of automated healthcare. As robots like Neurobot become more common in hospitals, we need to confront some difficult questions about the future of healthcare. Will these robots remain assistants to human staff, or will financial pressures eventually push hospitals to replace human workers with cheaper robotic alternatives? In low-resource settings where healthcare access is already limited, could robots become the primary caregivers? And if so, what happens to the human empathy, emotional support, and intuitive care that patients desperately need during illness and recovery? There's also the privacy issue. Neurobot monitors patients 24/7, learning their behavior patterns, medical responses, and personal habits. This data could be incredibly valuable for medical research and treatment optimization, but it also creates unprecedented privacy concerns. Who owns this data? How is it protected? What happens if it's breached or misused? The integration of AI decision-making in healthcare raises questions about liability and accountability. If a robot makes an error in patient care or fails to detect a critical change in condition, who is responsible? The hospital? The manufacturer? The software developer? Training and certification standards for healthcare robotics are still being developed. How do we ensure that medical staff can effectively work with robots? What happens to healthcare workers whose skills become obsolete? How do we prepare the next generation of nurses and doctors for a robot-assisted healthcare environment? These questions don't have easy answers, but they're being tested right now in real-world conditions as robots like Neurobot work alongside human staff in active hospitals. The transformation of healthcare through robotics isn't a distant possibility. It's happening today in Taiwan, and it's coming to hospitals worldwide faster than most people realize. Whether this represents the salvation of overloaded healthcare systems or the beginning of a fundamental change in human care remains to be seen. What's certain is that the age of robotic healthcare has begun, and the decisions we make about implementing and regulating these technologies will shape medical care for generations to come. The question isn't whether robots will become part of healthcare. It's how we'll adapt to ensure they enhance rather than replace the human elements that make medical care truly healing.